to another episode of Pig Pals. Now this one's a bit of a special episode.
Special episode.
It is a special episode. And you may have noticed, we now have a proper backdrop. The actual Pig Pals backdrop. Which, to be honest, is pretty damn good quality actually. I quite like that.
It's pretty, that.
It is.
Well with this.
He has, really has. Which I will give the guy I got it from a massive shout out because his stuff is really good quality actually. And he's called UK Flagman. I think you can find him on Facebook.
Just look for him on all the stuff.
Yeah, but he's called UK Flagman, and he can do that size. He can do bigger ones. I think he said he can do smaller ones as well.
We even made your Reliant flag as well.
Yes, the Reliant flag that was behind us in the previous videos. He made that as well. So I mean, was it 18 quid?
18 quid for a
18
flag.
quid for a flag.
You can't complain.
That's fantastic.
It's quite cheap considering.
It's a night out, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's any kind of design you want, and you put it on a flag for you. So if you want your own backdrop or just a flag in your garage, definitely recommend UK Flagman. Highly, yeah. So thank you, Flagman. Much
Cheers,
appreciated.
dude. Nice one. Nom.
So in this episode, we shall be going to the Reliant rally down in Burton-On-Trent in Shobnall.
Not exactly a long drive, but quite a scenic one, it has to be said. It's pretty out there.
It is, yeah.
And of all the places to have a rally, right next to a brewery.
I wouldn't know.
But no, you'll unfortunately you can't make it, can you?
No, I've got a broken car.
Broken car.
I've got a poorly pig.
Slightly broken. It will be fixed on a video coming soon.
Indeed.
You will see the fixes. It's not a big job. It's just call it serviceable parts. It's things that do go wrong, unfortunately.
Of course it is, yeah.
But this is the video. What's upcoming? We're going to show you what has actually gone wrong. But again, it's call it a cheap fix. Really, it's not overly expensive. Really,
No,
considering the cars we've got,
fix.
it's probably one of the cheaper things you can fix in the car.
Yeah.
But with your know-how and my bank balance, that will be sorted.
We'll sort it
Does that
out.
mean I'm just coming to make the tea?
Yes, you're
on brew duty.
Yeah.
But anyway, so without further ado, let's take you down to Shobnall on the Reliant rally.
That way.
Let's go.
Let's go.
This way.
So we're at Marston's Sports and Social Club in Burton, and this is the Reliant rally. I got here probably about 3:30, give or take. I've already set my tent up, spoke to a few people, and just say hello. So let's have a look round and see what's here already.
guys, welcome to Pig Pals. Now, I've spotted a very funky looking thing at this rally today. So do you want to tell us what thing you've created?
Well, it's a Reliant Regal body. It's an old motor control car I had for about 15 years. And
What was the original car then that it was?
It was a Gravedigger.
Oh, Gravedigger, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought I'd put a Reliant body on it and bring it here for a bit of a laugh. And
Well, it's certainly got a giggle, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has.
It's fantastic. I love it. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. So how did you make this body then? I presume you made it yourself.
Yeah, I made it myself. It's 3D filament printed.
Oh,
For the whole entire thing, it took about 48 hours to print.
48 hours?
Yeah.
Wow, that's dedication and commitment, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. So did you have to do it all in one hit then, or?
No, but I could only fit so much on. So the joining line here.
Oh yeah.
As you can see.
Yeah.
I could only do the front half on the plate that it fits on, and when I was printing the back half, I ran out of filament and didn't know, and it ended here. So I had to edit and cut it on the software and reprint the top half just to glue it on. So I didn't have to print the whole back half again.
Wow. So it's literally just like a Lego puzzle, really. You just sandwich the bits together and away it goes.
Yeah.
So have you mounted it to it then? That's taken a bit of engineering.
Just a bit of angle line here.
Oh, yeah.
Cable ties, screwed it on there. I 3D printed two what you call them, like bracing pieces,
struts or something, yeah,
at the front, and then just screwed it down at the top.
That's fantastic, absolutely incredible. What people are going to want to know this? What's top speed you've had out of this then, give or take?
I'd reckon 25.
That's some good going. That's almost faster than the Regal. It's got some torque to it, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's definitely got a bit of torque to it. It gets wheeling very well. That's why I had to put this wheelie bar on.
No, I was about to ask about the wheelie bar. Yeah, if it does wheelie, we'll get some shots here for you.
Great.
No, this is fantastic. Right, so let's get it down on the floor and we'll see how she handles, how she goes.
Right, so now it's about 8 o'clock in the evening on Friday, and one of the ladies, Kirsty, she's been ever so nice, and this is what I mean about it's a community. She's been ever so nice and gone to the local chippy and took orders for everyone's chips. So I'm going to dig into this right now because I am starving, and we'll get some more footage afterwards. And this is a great chippy. So now I've eaten my meal, my beautiful fish, chips and gravy. Mwah, very nice chip shop, wherever that came from. I thought, now I've finished that, I thought I'd just go over the programme that I was given from Kirsty when I came in, and thought I would share this with you and basically show you what kind of things to expect when you come to one of these rallies. So first thing you get given when you come in is a little programme. You can see it there. Little programme about this weekend. and also comes with a nice little foam. You can see on that. So that's a nice little keepsake you can keep. Maybe stick it on a jacket or something like that. It's quite nice. What else do we have? We have a little laminated, what's it say? 2025 Reliant Owners Club National Rally, 1935 to 1925. 90 years of the Reliant Motor Company. So they've been going a fair while. I'll give you a little shot of that. Just like, ta-da! And then we also have a road run, which I will get through in a sec. So, to expect Friday, which is tonight, will be a evening get together in the bar. So that's where everyone who's here for the rally, we shall all go into the bar and probably have a couple of games, have a good natter. So Saturday, breakfast available in the bar, 8 AM till 10:30 PM. Beautiful. I look forward to that. Even though I have brought my own, bread, butter, bacon. I might have a fry up, I don't know yet. We'll see what the breakfast is like in the morning. Anyway, Saturday, road run to Stratford Barn Railway. So this is kind of like a heritage centre. So there's plenty of things to look around on that. An award-winning heritage railway museum, home to our different gauges of railway, including the Meads Valley Light Railway, which is the newest 12-quarter gauge railway in existence. That's going to be interesting to look at. Enjoy unlimited train rides. Let's go. Enjoy unlimited train rides. View the world-renowned collection of the only UK roundhouse. Okay. Take a journey down to Meads Valley Woods via the Meads Valley Light Railway. So we'll be going on the road run at 9:30 AM. And there'll be evening food available 3 till 6. Also Saturday evening there's a live singer on. Sunday we have, now this is the main day, the Sunday for this rally. So there's breakfast in the bar, which is great. Line up for car of the day will be, if it's the same as the rallies last year, basically we'll all have all the cars all lined up nicely and be plenty of opportunities to get some good footage and get some shots in there for you. Also we have tombola and a raffle. There's plenty of games. There's a 50-50 raffle. There's a manoeuvrability test. Now that's a fun one. Be interesting to see what the little courses they've got planned for this year. We also have merchandise shop as well. So you can get a load of ROC merch, ROC being Reliant Owners Club. You can become a member as well. There is a membership fee. And I think it's, if I remember correctly, there is a starter fee and then like an annual fee as well, but it's not much. I think it's like, I'll have to find out the exact price, but I think it's like £12 a year or £15 a year. It's not much. When you become a member, you also receive little magazines and booklets in the post, just keeping you up to date of the rallies and what kind of things people can offer and whatnot. We also have, there's evening food. They also do things like national horseshoes. There is evening entertainment as well. That's on Sunday. Because this one goes to Monday, but I can only do the Sunday because I have other things I have to do Sunday evening. So that's a bit of a shame one, but here we are. And that's pretty much it for the programme. So some really good things to look forward to this weekend. I'll be looking forward to taking part in the majority of these. Tell you what, folks, brilliant view here. Sat right next to me tent, the pub over there, and if I turn you around, look at this. The brewery. So, alright if you want a beer anyway. Today is the Saturday on the road run, and we're at Stapfold Country Park Train Museum. So as you can see, there's a couple of beautiful looking locos behind me, and we'll take you for a tour around the place and the museum and see what kind of things they got to offer here. Very good stuff, check it out. Check these out. Absolutely phenomenal engineering on these things. Look at these old Austins. You certainly don't see these anymore. Oh, beautiful vehicles, eh? You even get train rides while you're here. I think we've got unlimited train rides for the day, so we'll be jumping on that in a bit. It's coaling up. Yeah, look forward to that. Platform now, just waiting for a train. Have a ride, why not? What I do like about this place though, you really get the feel that you're somewhat back in time, you know? Going to wait here for a bit, enjoy peace and quiet.
You would expect. I've got a big debrief. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know what you're saying. Did you leave after this?
he decided to turn up.
Welcome to the National Reliant Rally in Shobbenall near Burton-On-Trent.
At the Marston Sports and Social Club.
Yes, sports and social, not a lot of sports and not a lot of social from what we've seen, but it's a nice little place. The food's good, the field's nice, there's a brewery right next door.
Oh yeah, there'll be some shots of that in there.
Some shots. I see what you did. Hey. So we have brought the Reaper and the Warpig down here. Unfortunately, Brother Ant is having poorly engine problems with the Asbo, but there will be a video on us fixing that coming soon.
Yep, I think next weekend. I think we're doing that.
Yeah, next weekend. So you can look forward to that video in the next few weeks. Those of you who like looking at engine porn, it's going to be great because we're going to have all the inners out. It's going to look great.
Yeah.
It really is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a wander around some of these wonderful Reliants that are on display here.
And there's some gorgeous looking cars.
Oh, there are. There's some
stunners.
There's some stunners. There's some ratty ones. You know, we're
Yeah.
And but there are so many different types and different years and different eras of Reliant cars that we want to show you guys. So we're going to take a wander around, I think. Just have a little natter about all these cars that we can see, and
yeah, and hopefully it's a bit windy today, so hopefully the wind doesn't interfere too much with these lights we've got on.
The wind already has tried to kill the drone.
Yes.
But we persevered. There'll be some footage of that in a bit as well, I hope.
It was nice and moist yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was moist.
It was very wet yesterday.
Very, very wet yesterday, but it didn't stop us from having a good laugh.
Of course not, no. And we even got the guitar out.
Oh, we did get the guitars out, yeah. But we didn't get a video of that.
I just want to say we can't do that.
That's what I'm saying, we can't do that later. So stay tuned and check this out.
Yeah.
So we've started at the end rather than the beginning
of
the row. Or is it the beginning? Is it the beginning of the row or the end of the row?
It's this side of the row.
It's this side of the row. So straight away we've got quite a bit of a rarity, a Rialto.
Well, one of the lesser known ones,
one of the lesser known.
Saloon, yeah.
I'm liking the fog lights there. Nice to see one that hasn't had a half-hour's restoration done, just as it stands.
Showing aftermarket seats.
Showing its age.
I'm going to see it's got aftermarket seats in.
But as I mentioned in a previous shot that we may or may not see, the little boot access on these is really quite. It was a limiting factor.
Yeah, it wasn't that practical of a boot, was it really? To say the least.
Yeah, not at all. Quite heavily inspired by the original Mini, I'd say, from the look of it.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Just having a simple hatch. But they're quite a nice bit of gear to look at. They certainly cut a very unusual profile.
One thing they don't suffer with is bloody boot leaks as such.
True, just boot rust.
Yeah.
Because the one metal part, as you can see on there, is the boot hinge.
Boot hinges, yeah. Nice interior though.
It's looking well, yes, because it's structurally
really
sound. We're liking this. That looks nice.
Got the seats out of there.
Hey, you know what I've also noticed?
What?
This is. You know, Reliants are basically indestructible.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's on the passenger seat?
Oh yes, there you go.
Indestructibility.
Indestructibility.
Okay, so we'll move around the row and there's another Rialto next to this one.
Go around the back.
And now we've just mentioned the boot access on the saloon. Here is the estate.
The estate. This one.
As you can see, has an almost sort of a Land Rover style actual
barn door,
like a barn door on the back. Again, given how ratty we see some of these, this is quite
it's tidy.
It's quite tidy. Nice to see the original wheels rather than aftermarket as well.
You always end up losing the hubcaps.
Yes, this one has at least one. We'll find out if it's got both when we go around the other side.
Let's trim on this one. Yeah, it's got the
That's pretty.
cross seats with the red piping in.
Seems to have a half decent stereo in there, but showing the flaw with putting CD players in these things. And they'll never go all the way back.
Great.
Is why I opted for the non-CD player option.
Yeah, the Bluetooth audio.
Yes.
Straight swap.
Let's take a look at the.
Come back around.
Oh, we've got both hubcaps.
Yeah, both hubcaps.
That's
Nice.
a good thing.
And there is plenty of boot space in these.
There is. There's quite a lot of boot room. You can't complain. Still got a spare wheel in as well. That'll score points in the concourse contest later.
Yeah, well, that's from
Still having a spare wheel.
Rossfield Motor Company Limited, Bradford. There we go.
Just a note for you there, guys, just to give you a throwback to the old days. If you are to read the telephone number there for the motor company where the car was bought, please note the absence of a 5-digit area code. That's how long ago we're talking here.
I didn't even notice that, you know.
Once upon a time, area codes only had 4 digits. So, for example, once being 0782 before it was 01782.
Yes.
Because they created too many areas to confuse everybody.
So another Rialto saloon.
Yeah, another saloon. And let's have a look.
Was attached to that.
I am loving the little sticker there.
So,
It takes a lot of money to drive a car this clapped out.
drive classic.
They're not wrong.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we won't discuss the sticker that's next to it.
On parts.
My opinions on those vehicles are my own.
Yeah. Same again with the light grey interior with the red piping.
Ah, it's pretty, isn't it? It is pretty.
That's cool. Mind the gap.
That's quite clever. We need those under our bonnets, you know.
We do. That's tidy.
That is tidy. Nice to see the old voltmeter still in there as well.
Even the old wheel trims down there.
Oh, there's the original trims.
I'm not sure, you know. I think it might be.
Is that something you don't think you'd find at 10
I've got what? Well, I've got one at home. The same, similar kind of style, but they have Reliant in the middle.
Oh,
I've got one. I'm after another one.
well, I say, 10-inch wheel trims. Where would you find those?
Nowadays, nowhere.
And what we got next? Oh, nice little Mark 1 next to it.
This is my favourite.
This is pretty.
You know me and Mark 1's one.
Oh, get a load of this. I have to admit, his seats are better than mine. I'm jealous.
I'll really pick them up there. I think they're smart car seats.
Yeah.
I think these were, yeah.
Those seats are quite nice.
Tell you what, he's done a cracking job on the interior.
And he's got my gear knob as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ben. Oh, how about that?
Ben's agreed to open the door and let us have a look.
So we can have a proper look in there. There you go.
Oh, nice one. Cheers, Ben.
This is a great example of a well looked after Mark.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful car. It's one of my favourite ones here.
I would say,
favourite Mark ones.
Are these door cards a custom build? I've noticed the lack of pockets.
Yeah, he made these door cards, I believe,
Yeah, those are nice.
and then just got opted them like. Because when you put him these kind of aftermarket seats in, because the bottom bits here they stick out a bit further, so when you got the standard door cards on the sides, they obviously get in the way. So most people end up cutting the door cards off.
Those are very nice seats. Slightly less buckety than my own, but they do look pretty, and they look
Pretty comfortable, don't they? Yeah.
They look very comfortable, don't they? I like
Very nice
those.
indeed. Do like this car. And then you'll notice as well the back shelves as well that he's done. He's made all this himself.
It works fantastic. Yeah, you can't help but admire it.
Of course, it's really smart.
And what I have noticed, and Brother Ant will like this when he sees it.
Yeah.
When we draw your attention around the nose, I think Brother Ant will appreciate the front end.
The spotlights.
This is something he's been asking about for his.
Yeah.
Is the spotlight rail. So I think that's about as good of a way to do it as you're ever going to find.
I think as well for obviously people who don't know, you'll see the difference on wipers as well. The old Mark ones, and they had the twin wipers. Mark ones earlier had the twin wipers, and then when they released the later ones, like the Rialtos onwards, they all went to single wiper blade.
So does that mean the Reaper van's on twins, is it?
The Reaper van.
Yeah, is that on twins?
Oh, the Mark 1?
Yes.
Yeah, that will be on twins.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
fantastic. Just means you have to spend twice as much when you go to your local orange and black store.
However, there is a bit of a drawback.
Ooh, I'm all ears.
Well, the singles are on 2-speed, whereas the doubles are on single.
They're single speed only.
So you can alter them, but
There you go, guys. There's a little tip there.
very nice indeed.
This is a motorcycle and sidecar outfit, which
This
I always
is,
love to
is
see.
it Russian or Ukraine? This one?
I'd say Rusky.
I think this is Simon's.
I'd say it's a Rusky, and it's very pretty.
Hey, blonde. It's got your designs on it.
Oh yeah. Thieving little so-and-sos. Now I do love.
Sounds nice way to come in though, doesn't it?
Yes, I do love to see a sidecar outfit.
Yeah.
They're a dying thing now. You do not see a lot of these anymore.
With a tow bar as well.
Oh, how about that, eh? You ever tried riding one of these, bro?
I haven't.
You ever tried riding a sidecar rig? They are unusual. There's a definite technique to them.
I've never driven one.
I've had to go over a couple, and there's definitely a technique to it.
Right.
It's just unusual because you become so used to leaning a bike into corners, and obviously, of course, you can't do that with these.
No, of course not.
It'd be interesting to see how one works as a winter runner. You
Yeah.
can't fall off it. But this is the situation where you've got a 3-wheeled vehicle with single-wheel drive, and that drive is offset from the centre line.
Yeah.
So that'd be quite a lot of fun, I'd imagine.
Indeed. Next up,
Ooh, is that
we have a lovely kitten.
that's a kitty?
It is a kitty. It's Kitten Saloon, this one.
Meow.
Yeah.
I like the wheels. They're basically mini lights.
Everybody's favourite mini lights.
That's the non-deep dish variety.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I do like the interior of the kittens.
Yeah, I do.
There's
do
just
love the
there's that little more room in there.
Tell you what I like with these as well, when you see all the dials and
Yes.
the vents have all got the chrome trim, it just looks that
It
more,
does look pretty.
what's the word I'm after? Like style and class,
Yeah.
you know?
As you can see, guys, the dash is essentially the same as you get in a Robin or a Rialto.
They are the same dash, they fit.
But obviously the centre console is a completely different design due to the engine not really sitting as much in the
Exactly,
cabin.
because these are down as, I think, the front mounting engines, whereas the 3-wheelers down as mid mounting engines, mid-engined.
Yeah, so a rear sort of front mid mount as opposed to the rear mid mount that some of you will be used to from such vehicles as the
I
MR2.
think this has been fitted with the smart car seats as well, I believe.
Yeah, oh yeah, so it has.
It seems to be quite a common mod.
It does seem to be a common thing now.
Because a lot of people used to say about the MX-5 seats, but I think there was quite a bit of trouble making them fit
They
a
are
bit
wide. Yeah, the MX-5.
But the smart car seats seem to fit in
They seem
quite
to.
well.
Again, well, you do have to. There doesn't obviously appear yourself because of where the door cards, but
Yeah,
it's still a question of.
lovely to see it.
It's a question of how many of you have door pockets in your cars ever actually use them, apart from all your empty smoking equipment pouches and spare lighters.
I'll tell you what is a rarity as well. These things. You see these parcel shelves for these saloons.
Yes.
They
Yeah, especially for the
You
kit,
just
you
can't find these anymore.
don't see them.
never find them anymore.
Always lovely to see one of these.
It is. I do love one of these kittens. If I was going to have a kitten, it'd be one of them.
We have another Rialto here
The Rialto Estate.
on a Bravo plate. Down in the comments, if any of you can remember what year a B plate is. But get it down in those comments and let's have a look.
Yeah, I've got some nice shiny hubcaps on this one as well.
Shiny hubcaps.
Look at that. Sweet.
Wheels that have clearly had some hammerite on them, which, while being a very rustic way of doing things, does in fact make them look a little bit prettier. Still has the standard seats in it, I see.
Yeah.
I do like the steering wheel trim. That's
yeah,
actually that's quite nice. I didn't really better. I'd say that's been hand staged. Someone's made that. That looks like a
I
regular.
can't say I've seen one with that colour.
Yeah, that's a regular Rialto wheel. It's had a cover stitched on. I like that.
If we do get things wrong, we do apologise. But hey,
Yeah, we're only human. We try not to be, but
yeah, we don't know everything.
no, we don't.
The thing is,
We don't know much, but
we're
take a guess.
not one of these YouTube channels, are we? That
No,
we say, oh, we know everything, because we don't.
No, what we know is a little bit, and the rest of it is guesswork.
Exactly, and we still learn stuff along the way.
What we know how to do is wing it.
Yeah.
That we are experts at.
Yeah,
They're
that's
everything
one.
about winging it.
So the thing I've noticed on this particular Rialto, there's no side repeaters on it.
There is not.
Because usually as well, you can tell with the Robins, a lot of the Robins would have the side repeaters more so closer to the door, and a lot of Rialtos had them close to the nose.
This has had a repair as well.
Slight repair, yeah.
That's had a repair done. It's a very good repair. There's not much of a seam there.
No.
Just obviously the difference in paintwork is visible, but who cares?
Thing is, they're old cars, they're old projects.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no such thing as a non-project Reliant. It is something you're always going to find yourself working on.
Of course it is, mate.
But this is part of the fun of owning one.
Yeah.
Part of the fun of owning one is buying yourself some tools and getting used to maintaining it and working on it yourself.
Yeah.
It's going to break down and it's going to take work, and you'll be lucky to find a garage that'll touch one.
Yeah.
So that's half the fun, is getting it done and having that pride in, I'll fix that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great amount of fun.
And now we come to
a Mark III.
Mark III Robin. This one's a very tidy one.
I'm going to probably do a favour for. I have one of those.
Yes, you do, don't you? From
I have one of those from
Aussie.
I have one of those from Aussie. And they are becoming difficult to find unless you know anyone who's breaking an old Corsa.
Yeah.
Of course, the front lights on the Mark III Robin.
Of course.
See what you did there. I must say, I like the paint on this.
Yeah, hopefully the camel.
Is this a factory paint?
I believe this one is, yeah.
Very pretty. I look at it, it makes you want to go dabba-dee dabba-die.
Yeah.
It's very blue.
Lovely.
A nice steering wheel on that as well.
Yeah, so that is the Mark III steering wheel.
Is that the standard wheel?
Standard wheel for the Mark III.
Nice, yeah. Very pretty. That's not what my Mark III had in it.
They have all the standard Reliant emblems in the middle.
Nice. That is very pretty.
Obviously, that triangle piece in the middle is removable. That just pops off.
Pops off.
Yeah.
See, that's not what was in my Mark III.
No, yours was aftermarket.
I got the Mountie.
Yeah.
Which obviously I've put in the Warpig.
Yeah, it was a 12-inch wheel trims.
Yes, I remember getting a set of those from down in Cannock. One thing I did like about the Mark III was the way they reworked the fuel filler.
Yeah.
As you'll notice on a lot of these, the older Reliants, you see the fuel filler cap sticking out the side. There could be a weak point.
Yeah.
They were often getting clipped and idiots messed around with them. Whereas when they did the Mark III, as you can see, they did have the good sense to recess it.
In fact, let me just slightly correct you on that one.
Shoot.
It was the Mark II Robin, the late ones, I think
Did they recess
mid to the late 90s, I think they recessed them.
Did they recess it on the later Mark IIs?
Yeah.
I think they did on the vans. I'm sure I've seen vans and estates have had it recessed, but never Mark II saloon.
They do it on the hatch, yeah.
We'll do some research on this. We'll pop a link up somewhere in the video so you guys can take a look and see, guess which one was right. Again, get it in the comments. Yeah. Who do you think's right on this one? I don't know.
Because I remember my old one, which was the Mark II
van
Robin. No, well, the Robin estate.
I think it was
that was a recess.
I think they did it on the estates.
But I have seen the Mark II, the later 90 Mark II hatches also had one as well.
See those done?
Yeah.
I'll have to look out for one of those.
JT's. His was a hatch, and his had one.
Did it?
Yeah, that was recessed.
I never noticed. I was too busy watching it fall apart.
Sorry, JT, if you're watching.
Sorry, JT.
But that is a beautiful example of a Mark III, and to be jealous on that.
He would. It seems to be riding quite low as well.
It is, I've noticed that.
I've noticed this with Mark IIIs now. I don't know whether that's down to the weak shocks, much like Aussie rode low.
I was going to say, yeah, the Mark IIIs do sit down quite a bit, don't they? Because all things considered. But he's rocking a single leaf by the looks of that anyway.
That explains why. It does lower the ride height.
Yeah, which he is, yeah.
Sometimes I miss a Mark III purely because it was, externally, it was actually quite tidy.
It was, wasn't it?
It was tidy, but...
Oh, and here's the other one we've missed.
Well, that one there.
This one's a very old one.
Well, we're gonna have the quickest glance at this one because the plan sometime later in this video. We're gonna grab hold of the fella who brought this over and have an hour about it because we don't really know what it is and we want to know what it is.
If we can
find him
to have a chat with us.
Find him, and if he wants to have a chat with us.
But
what this is
1930s.
Yeah, it is a 1930s sort of. Almost like a trike.
Well, it is a trike.
What I've noticed, by the way, Bob, there was a Formula One team in the late 70s, early 80s, who actually stole a concept that I can see on this very vehicle.
Okay.
May I draw your attention to the frame?
Yeah, go.
You'll notice there are two of them.
Yeah. Yes.
This hinge point here,
Yeah.
this is all sprung weight.
Oh, yeah.
The leaf spring, where the leaf spring attaches here,
Yeah.
that's that gimbal there, where you see the grease nipples on it.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the suspension. This whole upper section is sprung, and the lower section you can see is rigid.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's essentially hard-tailed, whether it's hard-tailed at sort of at the axle, almost like yours at the axles.
Yeah. Looks like it, doesn't it?
But the Lotus Formula One team in the 1980s did a similar thing where they had a sort of, they're basically two chassis, one of which moved, one of which was rigid,
Ah, okay.
just to improve the ride height consistency.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a strangely old design, but extremely effective.
Yeah. I like the little two-stroke engine that's in it as well.
A little, and what do you reckon that is? 250, 350 cc?
It's gonna be like
Two-stroke, do you think?
6, isn't it? 600. Yeah.
It's a nice little thumper. It made a lovely sound when it
Oh, it
came
did,
in.
didn't it? It was lovely and thumpy.
Proper
What's,
little thumper.
what's the model of this one? I forgot.
It's, well, he said it's a prototype, but I don't believe it is because it's been cut off here where the screen was gone in there.
Ah, so there's a screen on it.
Body on it, yeah,
Right.
like a region. But it is a very early one. It's 1935, 36.
Whatever it is and whatever has been done, it's very cool.
It is, I love it.
I mean, it's
Definitely
weird.
like
It's weird.
The girder forks on it and
Girder fork,
Springer.
Springer, and weirdly, it's far closer to a trike than it ever would be to a car, but with a steering wheel,
Yeah.
and pedals. Oh, look at that! You can almost do an entire American chase sequence with it.
Yeah.
But has it got 46 gears? Which I notice is what they. That is the first drag race in the original Fast and Furious, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
46 gear changes in a quarter of a mile.
Incredible, isn't it? And then when he hits the nitro, it's like, here we go.
Yeah, and then there are 4 more gear changes while he's on the nitro.
Yeah.
It'll be done. If you can't do that, you don't know how to drive, do you?
Gearboxes manufactured exclusively by Shimano push bikes. Yeah.
Right in the box, you know.
Probably was a derailleur box. There's so many gear shifts. But yeah, we'll try and get hold of the chap who owns this later and have a bit of a natter,
Definitely.
because I want to know more about that. It's so unusual.
Yeah, family.
Okay, so next to the very interesting trike Reliant car pickup
Region
whatever it is, which is certainly interesting, and we really must try and get some background on this one, just because it's so different. We've got this beautiful, very pretty kitty. Again, in a very similar blue to this stunning Mark III.
She is beautiful.
That's a very pretty kitty. Is that what? Is this a modification under the front end now, a towing hitch?
No, I think
That
that's standard.
appear to be standard. Is that standard?
Well, I think it's an extra bolt-on part, but
It certainly have its uses, especially
definitely got
for
its
example,
uses.
you were pulling it behind a motorhome or on a trailer or something.
which is good because the RAC badges.
Love to see those old RAC badges. Remember they used to have the old RAC and old AA badges
That's
on
the
cars back
one,
in the day?
yeah.
Such a pretty thing to see.
You don't really see any cars with the badge bars on and stuff anymore, do you?
No, you don't at all.
Yeah, I see
Oh,
the
dude,
looks
there
of it.
still has the original tape deck in it.
Looks
Those
like the
rims
original-
are a
original rims
stunner,
as well,
aren't they?
actually.
So nice.
Even got the hubcaps on. Well,
Nice.
fender cap, sorry.
Yeah, still got a tape deck in it. I've not seen one of those
Still
in
got a tape
years.
deck.
That's the original. That's the original stereo. That's fantastic. It's been very well kept as well.
These seats are lovely. I think you can't really see that well.
Definitely a handcrafted tow bar as well, and it looks lovely. A really
yeah.
nice looking tow. Really nice looking tow setup.
She is pretty.
That is a pretty kitty.
Paintwork's not. It's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
Quite flat considering.
I suspect that there's been some touch up or maybe a respray on that at some point.
Possibly.
Just taking a look at the white stripe around the sides, that
Yeah.
looks to be hand painted actually. Very very nicely hand painted, but there are indications of handwork, and I love to see handwork.
And I tell you what else is one thing that you you can forget about trying to find some new ones.
What's that?
These things.
Oh,
these
those little,
vents,
those little ventilated window trims.
Yeah.
Yes.
which I don't understand why they're there because there's no ventilation there. But
Not at all. But I suspect they look to me to be from an old sort of old Jaguar.
yeah, it gives a kind
Much
of
like our
vibe.
door handles. If you anyone out there who's got an E-Type, for example, Reliant door handles are a direct fit.
Mm.
So but if you buy a Reliant door handle, it'll cost you about 20 quid. You buy a Jaguar door handle, add a zero. So yeah, there's a big pal's top tip.
Got the same mini mirrors as I have.
Yes, these mirrors do seem to be a popular modification.
I think these mirrors on them will just make them back.
They look,
More nicer.
especially on a kitty, they look gorgeous.
Because I mean, it depends what you like, if you like things original or not. But I'd prefer these type of mirrors over like the big horrible.
They do look
blocky
lovely.
plastic ones that break after
And while
after you breathe on them.
and while we're speaking of pretty Reliance, if I may draw your attention behind you,
Oh yes, it's a late arrival. This one, isn't it?
late arrival here, a beautiful scimitar.
It's a GTE or
Now, believe it or not, Reliant did once make a performance car, and this is it, the scimitar.
Mm.
I mean, you've only got to take a look at the rims, you can almost feel that American
Thing is, they-
performance vehicle coming off it.
I think they say that this inspired the Ford Capri.
Oh yeah, it is a GTE model, as the wheels will contest to.
Really.
It's also fitted with tone ring, but the twin chrome pipe exits there.
It's beautiful back end to it.
That's a stunning.
It is a gorgeous
got
car.
that. If I may be permitted to say this on YouTube, that has a nice arse. Surprisingly
beautiful
spacious
motor.
as well. Oh, dude, if we check out the speakers in the back.
What's he running?
Old schoolers, mate.
Oh yeah.
They are those are nice. Those are nice.
Can't really see him in the reflections, but yeah, I like
They got
that.
these. They got the leather parcel shelf in there as well.
Yeah.
The seats are stunning. The interior condition is fantastic. And just to make it even more unusual, bro, this is an automatic as well.
Aye. Look at that.
Let's get a load of that.
Beautiful.
Yes, it's definitely care home beige.
Yeah.
But these are an absolutely stunning car. These were the Scimitar GT was Reliant's sort of foray into sort of mid-range performance and luxury vehicles.
Beautiful car.
But stunning bits of kit. They really are.
With the
And every time you mention a Scimitar, you have to say this Princess Anne had one of those. You know?
yeah. But they're not fitted with you. You stand at 850 4 Fox, are they?
No,
these
no,
are the
the-
S6 V6
These have
engines.
the big V6s in them. They were no slouch.
No.
The Scimitar GT, no slouch at all. Stunning bits of kit.
Straight piped. Ooh.
Ooh, that's prettiness. I'm getting wobbly in the legs.
It's a
And that
funky
brings
looking
us on
Mark,
to
isn't
a
it?
very, very pretty sort of V-Day edition Mark 1 with
I'm going to get some close-ups on that bonnet anyway.
with lots of lovely badges in the grille on this one.
Hey, hey.
We have a modern AA and a classic AA badge. Hang on, if we're going to do that, I've got to do it right. Hey. Note, please, the projector headlamps as well.
Yes.
These are quite a pretty upgrade that we do see on a couple of them.
Yeah,
I
a
do
lot of people are
believe-
going towards these LED kits now.
Yes, I do believe you were considering these for the sort of second edition Reaper, weren't you, at one point?
I was considering it, but
I like the ones you have with the TriStar.
I don't want to go to the LED.
They're very
on mine.
pretty. Paintwork on this bonnet, I believe that's a transfer, but still, it's very, very pretty. Of course, featuring the Avro Lancaster.
Yeah.
On the bonnet there. I saw one of those in the air on the way here. I believe I might have it on the dash cam.
Yes, there was one travelling up the country.
Yeah, well, I spotted it as I came down the A50. I think I've got it on my dash cam.
Nice.
I'll try and find it.
Of course, rocking the black and white Union Jack down the roof.
Absolutely. And of course, the interior, we've got the Union Jack on the steering wheel boss.
Yeah.
Very well
This
kept
is
on the inside.
my kind of interior, all black.
Yeah.
And his seats aren't ripped either, like mine. And he's got his ciggies, look.
He's got his packet of smokes
Don't
there.
have the smokes.
We don't publicly endorse smoking, but we can endorse it privately.
Him rocking.
Just remember, the health service must be funded somehow.
Yeah.
And in the back here, we have a fantastic little tribute to everyone's favourite British sitcom featuring a three-wheel
Most
vehicle.
loved and most hated.
Most loved by most hated by Reliant owners.
Yeah.
Except this one, obviously.
Beautiful.
And it's quite a nice little collection of figurines in the back of there. Okay, so that's really quite a nicely done Mark one there.
Beautiful, that one.
With the clearly we know very much a British wartime theme with this one, which I do quite like.
Speaking of British wartime thing.
Yeah, we know that's bad, and we know
look, there's another one.
we know that was worse. So, and that brings us on to a Mark III, which has had some paint repair, but this is the downside to owning a Robin. Sometimes your paint is going to go, and you are going to have to patch it up. But it's not the worst patch up we've seen.
No, not at all.
It's not half bad at all.
And that's the thing when it comes to fiberglass. They're never perfect.
Somebody has managed to find the.
He
found the centre console.
Yeah.
Seems to have an alarm system, or what appears to be an alarm system in the centre.
I can see a little Vespa badge on there.
Yes. I missed my one of these. I loved my little Mark III. It was
yours. What colour was yours? Was like a goldy.
Mine was
silver,
supposed to be champagne gold, but it was closer to a very, very sun-bleached silver.
Yeah.
But it was a lovely car, my little Mark III. So I do have a bit of a soft spot for them.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Oh, look, he's even got the
mini lights. Got the mini lights. Not bad at all. Which brings us on to another kitty, the DL model, no less.
One of my favourite kittens. This one.
Yeah, it's a familiar kitten. This, I'm sure we've seen this one naked.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times back at the pig pen.
Back at the pig pen, yes. I must admit, I do like the colour of this. This mint, this sort of almost like a mint green.
It's almost like a teal.
Yeah, was this a factory colour? This?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's been resprayed, but it's still the same colour.
It's very pretty. And again, down in the comments, if anyone knows, anyone can tell us what year an old S plate is, please do let us know.
I believe it's 78, if I remember rightly. It's even got the original wheels.
Yeah, those wheels
they came with from factory.
Those wheels are works of art.
They are, and it's again have the centre caps, which
nice to see.
Much of.
Very nice to see indeed.
The owners here has just popped the bonnet for us.
Yeah, it's a lovely sparkly engine bay, that one.
It is. It is.
I must admit, one thing I do like about the kitty is how much better access you've got to that power plant there.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to work with.
You can actually reach it.
You know what? Whoever did all the work in here must be really proud of themselves.
Yes, and I'm sure they are. I'm sure they were expensive as well.
Whoop. That wasn't me.
Hello.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't us. But it's a very pretty kitty.
It is.
I do like that. Nice to see these still on the road.
It is. It looks like a dream. The interior is beautiful.
It's a nice looking car. That brings us on to another kitty. This one, of course, being the estate version.
Hang on, I want to get a shot on the inside as well. So, it's all right. This bit will just.
So we'll take a look at the inside as well. I'll leave Brother Bob to that. Just mighty cute on the inside. That.
Yeah. So in this kitten, it's even got the very, very rare and original door cards on these, which is like a leather cover to it, padded. You have your little leather pouch for your door card there. Really, really rare to find, and they usually end up falling to bits, which is why you never usually see them. Really nice inside. I mean, when this was down at in my garage being done, obviously it didn't have all this because we're at a rally.
Find a lot of those.
That's why all this is here.
We didn't notice that when it was in the pig pen. I've just wandered off out of shot to pop to my car for a moment, but in a second we'll go and take a look at another little kitty. Okay, and that brings us on to another kitten.
This is Adam's kitten.
There's Adam's kitten. I like the wheels.
Very nice though.
They are nice. Were these factory option or are those an aftermarket?
I'd have to look that up. I'm not too sure, to be honest.
1981 model, this particular one.
He's taken very good care of this.
We've got the ROC grill badge there, which is nice to see. An old X plate.
And if you have a Reliant and you're not yet a member, contact anyone from the official ROC and sort your membership out.
Or if you can't get up, if you can't manage that, or you can't be bothered to do that, if you drop us some kind of contact here at Big Pals, we can put you in the right direction.
Of course, yeah, we'll be able to contact the right people.
It's nice, this. I do like these wheels.
They are nice and funky, though.
They are. They work for the car extremely well.
You notice as well, he's actually got all the leather interior on this.
Nice.
You can see on the camera because of the reflection, but he's got front and back matching leather interior.
Yeah, very interesting stereo in that. Sort of got the vintage look to it, but it obviously takes modern input. And we actually have a vacuum gauge in the dash there as well, from what I can see, which is nice to see.
I'm not sure I picked that up with the reflections on the windscreen.
They are handy. Obviously, of course, with this being the estate, it does have the barn door. It does have the barn door on the back, which is very, very useful for those who need access to the back of your car.
Yeah, because when you're comparing the two, because it's perfect here actually. Obviously, that one's a saloon, which you don't have a boot as such. It's the window itself that opens up.
Yes.
But then you have the estates, which the whole back door opens up. So if you're thinking more of a practical kind of a car, then something like the estate or the hatchback would be the one to choose.
Definitely worth looking at. Which brings us on, speaking of space in the back, brings us on to a literal barn door, which is the Reliant Fox, a custom version. But as you can see, this has a proper barn door, where we have the handle here on the tailgate, which can be lifted up, and we have a traditional flap that can be dropped down. But the space in the back of here is really quite impressive. You can do a lot with that.
You can. And there are some Foxes as well that have like the camping
I've seen
kit
them
on the back, so they actually have the full door on the back here that you can walk into, and it comes up and then over the front cab as well. But you can also use them without anything on the back and have them as a pickup.
Yes, I've seen that done.
So they're very multifunctional, these Foxes.
Yeah, extremely practical. You have numerous options you can use with the Fox.
And this one of Graham's,
that is
it's
exceptionally
beautiful.
Nice.
This is immaculate. This one, he's done a lot of hard work to this, and it shows. It really does show.
It does. It's a beautiful looking machine. Which brings us on to the opposite of a beautiful looking machine. Our good friend Kirsty.
Yeah.
This is hers.
But you know what I love about this?
What I love about that is it is just
it's rough and ready.
It's just been allowed to age,
but it drives beautiful.
Exactly. Just goes to show that it doesn't matter how your Reliant looks. What matters is what's underneath. Do you enjoy driving it? Are you happy with it? Are you comfortable with it?
Exactly.
And just allowing them to age gracefully like this. The point where the doors are from like two different vehicles and the bonnet's from yet another vehicle.
You got a different colour back door, different colour side door, different colour bonnet. But it's
brilliant. I mean, I'm liking the creative use of white gaffer tape in places.
Yeah.
Really is great to see them just left us as they've aged.
Beautiful thing.
It's a great thing to see.
We'll get a front of the Fox here.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a classic AA badge again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a badge counter on this one.
Rather than a non-counter.
Yes, a badge counter.
So there's a perfectly good lineup in Reliant.
Fantastic lineup, apart from those two jokes in the middle there.
Yeah.
Just letting the side down.
Hey, there's another one at the bottom there that's coming.
Yeah, we should. We'll have a look. And what do you know? Look at this. It's a late arrival. It's a late arrival. A late model Mark II, no less.
Reg.
This is just a year younger than yours, brother.
It is.
This has the full size spot lamps in the front on this one, as opposed to the smaller size that's on the Warpig. The interior is really
let's have a look then. What do they
I like that.
Oh, I've seen this on the forums.
This is nice.
That's all custom leather interior there, with the Reliant emblem on it. That is a really nice touch.
When we have what I believe are factory option mini lights with the Reliant centre caps.
Oh yeah.
Yay, he's got my sticker too.
Oh yeah.
a wonderful comedic little nod to the rumoured instability of the Reliant Robin, which is of course false.
Yeah.
You can roll one should you wish to,
and you know what?
If you're the sort of person who wishes to roll one, go and watch somebody else.
Yeah, go home. You know what? Well, this kind of dark racing green This was the one that really suffered lack of peel
Yes,
with this colour.
it was. I remember us having one of these in the pen that had some peel.
Yes, and unfortunately
That met its demise at the hands of, shall we say,
wannabe YouTubers.
I think the correct terminology I wish to use in the interest of political correctness is the very lower end of the trousers.
Yes. But this
one's not bad.
This is really nice, actually. You know, for this kind of paintwork, there's barely any lack of peel. Well, there's the odd little blemish, but it's actually really nice
Not in bad condition at all, that.
That's off to the guy. And that interior, I've got to get another look at that.
That interior is absolutely wonderful.
Beautiful.
That's something I do like.
And they're not cheap either.
No, they are. That interior is very,
I'm
very
going to
nice.
the other side because I can't.
If you do wish to keep a relatively standard interior as opposed to making modifications such as I've done with the Warpig, this is a good example of how to do it.
Yeah. It's worth spending that few extra quid into it. You can get it like that.
It depends on what you wish to do with your Reliant. You know, if you want to go for something pretty on the inside, it's the way to do it. I think that just about wraps up the lineup here today.
Yeah, pretty much covers everything here.
And let's be honest, we have seen today most types of vehicle are Reliant manufactured, and various options included within.
Hey, I tell you what though, let me interrupt you. What's the one car we haven't seen here today?
What is the one car we haven't seen here today?
Regal.
We haven't seen a Regal. This has been a Dowboy free rally.
Which is a rare.
And I like this. Because let's be honest, it's very, very rare you will see a Regal that someone has not made a trotter out of. Now, just to bring attention to this whole trotter thing, yeah, it's great. We love to see it. It's cracking. But don't think you can buy a Rialto, spray it yellow, put some lettering up the side and sell it for 10 grand. It ain't going to happen.
Or even worse, something like a Mark III or a Mark II Robin.
We've seen it done, and one of them, you know, if you're going to do it just for yourself for a bit of fun, fair play.
Yeah.
But don't buy one, do it, and then expect it to be a 10 grand car. It's not going to happen. If you do decide to, if you do get a yellow Regal Supervan, then it's a little more allowed. But again, don't think of it as a way to profit, because those of us who know our Reliance, we're not going to fall for it at the end of the day.
No, of course not.
We don't care if you've painted trotters, independent traders up the side. We care whether it's a decent car underneath, which very few of them are. This is the downside to the whole trotter van thing. People spend so much time doing the paintwork and thinking they make the money off it that they don't think about the mechanical upkeep and well-being.
You can always guarantee if you see a little trotter van rep or something,
it's going to
be crap underneath.
It's not going to be great underneath.
Don't get me wrong. Once in a blue moon, you might have one that's been looked after underneath, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to be nappy.
But as a rule, if you want to get a trotter replica, obviously, if someone's just slapped it on eBay for 10 grand, don't.
No.
Just walk away.
Don't bother.
If you wanted to get a trotter van replica, look around carefully, and especially pay attention to things like the Reliant forums, and obviously keep your eyes open here on Big Pals. We may spot one, and find one that's been lovingly done correctly, and more importantly, has been mechanically maintained. The last thing you want is to buy one and think it's all brilliant, and then it be an absolute death trap to drive.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter how something looks on the outside, that mechanical engineering from a safety standpoint is very, very important.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that you'll find lacks on all these little trotter replicas you find. So there's some great advice from us here at Pig Pals. Thank you very much for joining us here at Shadwell.
So it started raining, but people are still here enjoying, well, what's left of the games. Yeah. We're all taking a break because it's starting to rain.
It's like, bam,
straight in.
Warp speed, Mr. Sulu.
I think we're going to join them.
Nah.
It's gonna rain. I think we should do our own sport plug challenge. How quickly can we do them with wet hands? Yeah. Shall we go do it? Come on, let's go. Sport plug challenge. Let's go. Well, let's go. How quick can we do it with wet tools and wet hands? Yeah. Ready? It's really raining, but he's having a go. Well, let's be honest, when your Reliant breaks down, it always does it when it's wet and cold anyway. That's true. Never does it on a nice, warm, easy day. Never on a nice, warm, easy day. So, consider this real world practice. He could have greased the threads up like a good person. That's what I should have done. Bit of WD down on first. Don't forget the first plug.
Oh, first plug's already loose.
Oh, okay.
Just needs a quick. Just going to need a quick whip. And not as usual, number one's got a gummy bloody thread. That should be loose. Yeah, just going to need a bit of a tickle. Come on. So much. 4 out. Gummy bloody threads as usual. Typical plugs.
You done yet, Bond?
Oh, shut up, you.
Oh, this wind's vile.
Exactly. Doesn't help. It doesn't help, I tell you. Gummy threads. Deliberate. Wow, deliberately set me up here, aren't you?
No, but it's the head off your car.
Wait! At least you haven't left any washers on the manifold.
Oh, shut up, you. You done yet?
Yeah, it's got one that's trying. As usual, it's a robbing head, so what's it trying to do? Cross thread.
Not a robin head.
It's a bloody Reliant head. So it's trying to really cross thread every 30 seconds. There. I've taxed worse.
What did you do there, Kirsty? 250.
Okay, so obviously we touched on this vehicle earlier. We weren't quite sure what it was, but the gentleman who owns and operates this vehicle has very kindly agreed to talk to us. So thank you very much for joining us here at Shobnall and for being happy to talk to us. So tell us all about what is lovingly called the 35.
So this is a 1935 Reliant. She's known as a 7 cubic pickup. Reliants back then were never given a name. They were only known by the weight they carried. This is number 31, built in September of 1935.
Nice.
So she's literally the oldest Reliant in
She's
existence.
a proper old girl, isn't she?
Yeah.
So what's the power plant in this? I mean,
So you've got a 600cc Jap, coupled, and this was actually a sports edition engine, so it's 15 horsepower rather than the standard 8.
wow,
Coupled to Burma gearbox, 3-speed with reverse.
nice.
So contrary to popular belief, all Reliants had a reverse.
Did have a reverse,
gear.
that's wonderful.
And then a duplex chain straight forward to the back to a limited slip diff.
There's an LSD on a vehicle.
Yeah,
from this old.
the only Reliant ever to be built with an LSD.
Oh, I didn't even realise the LSD was a thing back then. That's a new one on me. Fantastic
The
engineering for its day.
beauty of this is it uses friction plates in the LSD, not like the standard conventional LSD that we think of.
Nice.
It's just, you can see how wide it is.
Yes,
It's an amazing bit of engineering, that is.
fantastic. That is. I've never seen an LSD on a vehicle from this far back. I didn't realise the concept even existed back then.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic stuff. Great little things.
And then it's what we call a dry sump. So the oil is contained in the container there, and then it pumps it to the engine, and then back to
And then back to.
the oil can.
Oh, is that a 2-stroke power plant as
No,
well?
it's 4-stroke.
4-stroke?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So when I found her, she'd been laid up for 50 years. She was at King's and McCoydon down in London,
Yes.
and the shed had caved in, and they called the builders in, and this was inside the shed, and I dragged it out, and it spent 10 years just laid at the bottom of the drive. When I found her, there was a tree growing through her, so we had to pull the tree out before we could actually get her out.
Wow.
And then it was a complete, total nut and bolt restoration, literally from the ground up. Even the chassis bolts together.
It's an absolute credit to the work that's been done.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it was that old a machine. So this is a 90-year-old vehicle. That's how long Reliant have been around for, guys. Not started in the 60s as most people think.
And it's kickstart.
The kickstart.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Now that's
So
that's a bit of us right there, coming from so many years on the bikes. Oh, this will be interesting.
So have you noticed the seat folds up?
Yes.
And that's purely for kickstart.
Kickstart access.
So switch the fuel on. Ignition. Hopefully she's primed.
Something about the sound of a large single that's just got something to it, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. She's a thumper, beats per lamppost.
Oh, absolutely stunning. And especially when you think even a modern Reliant won't start that easy on an electric sometimes.
Yeah. Well, last year I snapped my Achilles tendon, so a friend of mine started her so I could do right to the wall, and did right to the wall, and the clutch rod went on the way back. So she went into the garage and stayed there until Thursday when I replaced the clutch rod, and it hadn't been started, and she started second kick after all that time.
Such a testament to this old-fashioned engineering. Nice and simple, nothing to go wrong.
No, it's the one weird thing I learnt about this engine when I rebuilt it is I used a DTI gauge on the side when setting the timing because there's no timing marks on her. Then I found out from an old boy that the reason there's no timing marks is there's a bolt just here on the side of the head.
Yes.
And you have to undo that bolt, so that little bolt there, and you undo that bolt and you drop a special rod ruler in it. And that is how you tell your timing marks on the engine.
Right. So that's amazing.
Which is really a strange way of doing it.
That's an unusual way of doing it. But again, it's a skill in itself, and a skill that's sadly getting lost with the demise of these kinds of designs.
Yeah.
Oh, like that old-fashioned engineering. It's fantastic.
But,
so anyway, guys, apparently this vehicle does have its own website if you want to look it up.
Yeah, it's 35reliant.co.uk and all the information and the original pictures of what she looked like when I first got her.
So there you go, guys. That's definitely going to be something worth looking at. It's a fascinating vehicle. It's not something we expected to see here. So thank you very much for
You're welcome.
Talk to us.
Thank you.
We're back, and I don't think I've left. There must have been a burger. Nom. So we've had a cracking time there, seeing some really cool stuff.
You know what? It was brilliant seeing all them different models and different things in general.
Exactly. I think apart from maybe an ant, I think pretty much everything Reliant have really made sort of turned up there.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there was obviously a couple other things, a couple of rare Reliant stuff that you don't really see anymore.
That original 1935 job, that was beautiful.
First time I've actually seen one of them in the flesh.
I've never seen one. I wasn't even aware Reliant made such vehicles.
I was aware of it, never seen it. I've only seen it in like pictures, you know.
It was very, very, very cool.
I've only seen it in pictures.
Brilliant for the guy letting us, talk about
Absolutely, he gave us a great interview there. He clearly knows his subject as well. He knows his vehicle very well, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should try that someday.
We should.
We should try that. Yeah. We should try learning more. We should try learning more about our vehicles before we talk about them. Instead of going, well, I put this bit here and that little spinny thing there.
See this? Yeah, does this.
There we go. Hit it with hammer. There you go. It's fixed.
Yeah. But that little RC car though.
That was ace.
That was super. I really wanted to bring that back with me.
We should develop a 3-wheel version.
We can try.
We can try that.
We can try.
Let's see if we can get a 3-wheeled RC Robin to work.
No, that'll be.
There you go, man. There's a challenge for you.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Give it a go.
Let's do it.
Although saying that, I did notice on the video, and I do apologise, I didn't actually thank him.
You didn't, did you?
No.
That's a bad Bob.
I know. It was my only first attempt at doing this one-on-one thing. Vlogging. Yeah. So apologies for that, and I'll say it now. Massive thank you to letting me
introduce.
Well, it was an introduction to
It was an
RC car.
introduction, yeah. A big thank you for letting me interview you with the little RC car and that. And it was great to meet you as well. And that was his first rally.
Was that his first rally?
Yeah. I believe
nice.
he said that was his first rally he's gone to. Came from Birmingham. But I'll tell you what though, you were on the road one, were you?
No, I turned up later on the day.
That was it, yeah. The road one was great. That railway museum.
Yeah, the footage you got there
yeah.
looked absolutely great. It's definitely maybe a specific run out we can all make once we fix that car.
That'd be nice. And I didn't notice as well either. On the other side of the place, there was like a museum for like old fairground rides and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I've seen photos that have been put up from there, and I'm gutted I missed that.
Oh man.
It'd be definitely worth a visit. Just
definitely
us lot together there.
Oh yeah, definitely a run out we've got to make.
I was going to go to the brewery.
Yeah.
Brewery.
It's a shut down brewery.
It doesn't matter, I'll reopen it.
So I did have the drone over there and I had a good look. I was thinking, right, where are you hiding the beer?
Tell you what though, that manoeuvrability test.
That was
That was fun. That was fun. It's great to see them doing these kind of things at the rallies as well.
Exactly.
Because it's not like an in-depth test or like a proper.
It's a bit of fun.
It is. That's all it is at these rallies. It's just a bit of fun, a bit of a giggle.
Still saying I would have won.
I'm still taking it as a win because the only vehicle that beat me was a 1935 trike with a shorter wheelbase and better visibility. So I'll take that. I'm going to take that as a win. I was the best car that did it.
Questionable.
The best full-bodied Reliant. No, that one that won it, that was Diet Reliant.
But no, it was cracking event.
Oh, it was.
Highly recommend. And if you're not yet a member, contact someone from the ROC. Get yourself a membership. It's not much. It's I know I said earlier. I think I said it was about 12 to 15, but the actual prices are 20 quid a year.
Yeah, 16 quid a year and a 4 quid joining fee, which I'm assuming goes into the beer fund.
Probably.
But we don't care. I don't mind getting those guys a beer. They do a cracking job. They put a great event on.
They do.
If they want to have a beer on me, have one.
But obviously you don't have to spend the 4 quid every year. So it literally is just 16 quid a year.
16 quid a year, and you get magazines and discounts on rallies and lots of cool things.
Well, what is also cool is the merchandise.
Oh, the merchandise.
Yeah, the access to the merchandise.
I'm not wearing mine today, but I do have.
I've got mine on.
You've got yours on. But I do have that red hoodie from previous videos, which I did get from last year's Tam with me.
Yes, you did. Yeah, Tam.
So yeah, I think every time they hold an event, there's always merchandise to get, which I will be spending a lot more money into at some point.
So thanks everyone for watching. As you can tell, it's a long episode. So this has been the Shobnall Rally Special. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And while we're on this, stop it, you.
Oh, that was the video over now.
Nearly. While we're on this, I will say actually, please, if you've got any questions you want to ask us, please feel free to write in the comments.
Comment below.
Yeah, all the stuff's down there. The comments, the likes, the subscribes, the shares, the little bell for notifications. Make sure you click that one, that's important, so you'll always know when there's a new video going up.
Yes, but yeah.
Also found us on Facebook and Instagram.
We're
on all that fancy stuff now.
But we will be doing like future podcasts and stuff, and
one could be coming soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
But it would be really nice to hear the things that you guys think and things that you want to know.
Bit of user input.
Yeah.
The other viewers tell us what you want to see. Like, at the end of the day, we can only do so much thinking what you want to see, but it'd be nice for someone to say, oh, can we have a look at this idea, or can we have a look at what your car has that's different to any other Reliant.
So anyway, so that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and good night. Take care of yourselves.